Jean Ordinfall spent his childhood on his family's farm, just south of the Duvet Forest. His parents, Derlin and Macy, had raised him well, teaching him what he needed to know to one day take over. Financially, they did quite well for themselves, carting their crops to nearby towns and cities for sale, although the frigid weather that often surrounded their home did not make it an easy life. As is the case with most youngins living the farm life, Jean eventually sought to see what else the world had to offer, and so he left in search of what opportunities the neighboring city had for him. It wasn't long before he realized the city life was not his to live. The boy who left, though, had become a man, and the man had met a woman, a blacksmith's daughter by the name of Cerithia. They fell for each other quick, and before they knew it, their love blossomed into a marriage and a son. The son they named Derlin, after Jean's father. Jean eventually returned home to his parents' farm with his family, where they made a life for themselves, a new life for his wife and son, but one all too familiar to Jean. They were happy. That is, until the day vile creatures from beyond the veil made their way into their home. After being driven from his homeland by the insatiable undead that now plague it, Jean seeks out those brave enough to aid him in cleansing his land of the foul fate that befell him and his family, and exacting the vengeance he so eagerly thirsts for.
As a young child, Celeste Highcrest wouldn't have dreamed of leaving the sheltered life of luxury that she had become accustomed to. Born to two noble parents in a land beyond the veil, Celeste's childhood had been fraught with expectation. Her father, High Archivist Saran Highcrest, had set very high standards for his two children. The elder of those two elves, Celeste's sister Cressida, had surpassed all of them. Saran trained his two daughters in the art of magic and history, a respected wizard himself. Cressida had leaned into this as easy as breathing. Celeste, however, had struggled, fighting the shadow of her sister's success. She never quite met the expectations of her family, and was always the object of her father's disappointed glances. When the sisters came of age, they sat the entrance exam to join their father at the archives, to be mentored under his tutelage, and to be admitted to the sanctum of archives to scribe ancient texts and tomes. Cressida, to no one's surprise, surpassed all expectations and gained entrance. Celeste, however, held true to her long-standing tradition of always being second best, and was rejected. It was rare that one of her status should choose to leave the homeland, but never being able to escape the overshadowing of her sister, the youngest elf decided it was time to break free of her family and forge her own path. If she remained here, she would always be Cressida's sister, nothing more. But if she were to leave this place behind, perhaps she could prove herself as her own person. She found her way, eventually, to a hidden doorway, a portal to the material plane, and stepped through. She found a world familiar, yet strange. She walked, realizing now that whatever she had left, whatever power, had been left behind her. She boarded the first ship she came across, bound for the kingdom of Quell. Celeste travelled for years, traversing oceans between continents, desperate to find something worthy enough to bring home to her family as a tribute. But eventually the news reached her. When she had crossed into this world, the doorway closed behind her, locking and leaving her stranded, with an entire universe between her and her home and family. And now, Celeste wanders and waits, desperate for answers that will lead her home again.
Dreccik Yorksan, a white dragonborn who grew up in the area of Utevshal in Ogralan. My father was the Earl of Kriegsgard. The area was heavily contested by the opposing threats from Uzan Karul and the Blood Renderer. When I was 7, our village was attacked, and my mother was lost to us. My father, disappointed in my lack of strength and unable to care for me, gave me to the priests. They raised me and taught me the ways of the gods. It was here I studied the best I could, but as I stared for hours over books and scrolls, the markings could never seem to make sense. The occasional word I could read, but most were lost to me, due to this dreaded curse in my eyes, making the world seem blurred. It was only through listening and paying attention to the prayers and the ways of the priests that I was able to memorize the ways, without ever needing to learn to read properly. After 8 years of service, my father returned for me, saying that it was time for me to return and defend my clan. I never liked war. The killing and bloodshed did not appeal to me as it did my father and brother. One night, I tried to make peace with the enemy by healing their wounded and sick, but I was betrayed. It was in this way that the village on the border of Iswalan was run over, and I was banished from my home to walk a path of shame for the rest of my days.
Hello. You're a cheeky looking fella. What are you up to? Oh, I think you must be a sheep. Come join us by the fire. I got a friend here. He's a fox. Yeah. Have some of that. Oh, that looks yum. My name's Ingue. This is my first day here. First day out here. Here, fox. Nice. Yeah, my tribe, we tell the stories of the world. And when we're old enough, like me, ready, I reckon, we head out into the world and go on a quest, adventure. Well, that's what I want to do. I want to do a quest or adventure. Some people just, like hang with people and listen to their stories. But I think I want to do something exciting. That's my plan anyway. But you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I've lived 300 moons, but everything's so different out here. Like, you guys can't talk. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to get you guys to talk to me, because this is a pretty one-sided conversation at the moment. Here. Nice. That's one-sided conversation, because you're a sheep, and you're a fox. Anyway, so as I was saying, we head out into the world and try and find some stories and try and meet some people. Some people like you could be the people, although you're pretty quiet. You could be the people that I meet and take back, and you can hang with me and my tribe, and we can tell stories. It's about a fire, Does that sound like a good idea? No? You probably already have someone to hang with. Oh well. Well, you're friendly enough as it is. So, the other thing we got to find is, we've got to get a scar. Some people have, emotional scars, but, what I'm real keen? I'm real keen to, get a cool one, on my shoulder, maybe, like a leg scar. Yeah, that'd be good. And then, see how we're going. The magic out here is weird. They did say that it'd be hard. Must be back home, must be the, the elders. They're pretty tight, those guys. They have to be pretty firm on the rules. So I'm pretty keen to come out here and try some different things. We're allowed to do whatever we want out here in the world. Just whatever takes our fancy. And then be ready when we go home to, be all tight like the elders and follow the rules. Be pretty lawful, be good, that sort of thing. Well, it's been nice chatting to you. Come closer. That's alright. Nice and safe by the fire.